This is the Sacred Business Podcast, a show for spiritual women identifying entrepreneurs and leaders. I am Sora Suriano. On this show, you'll meet inspiring guests, get some business tips, experience sacred practices, and listen to my personal lessons as a business owner. As a transformational business coach, powerful medicine woman, inspirational speaker, fire igniter, heart whisperer, and world traveler, I've helped hundreds of women around the world heal their stories and transform their sacred businesses. It's time for us to claim our rightful and equitable place in entrepreneurship through scaling our business efforts. You are worthy, divine sister. Welcome to episode 17. Currently, I've been exploring the concept of systems. From a tangible point of view, I've been looking at how form and function create a system, while on an energetic level, noticing how interconnected everything is, and where in that intersection has one created mechanisms that bring optimal magic on an energetic standpoint, and how other times that we have created these mechanisms that break down and bring disruption. So for you see, as a business coach and energy healer, I see the world through my eyes, through my brain and my mind, my heart, and my other cosmic senses. I have been created to see the structures of the seen and unseen world and create new systems that may help myself in my own internal process, as well as help others navigate this human form in an optimal way. I consider this one of my gifts, one of my medicines. This brings me to considering the coaching business concept of a signature offering. You might have heard that a lot. Do you have a signature offering? And I'd love to consider, rather than a service that you are known for, what if you began to look at it as your unique system that is directly connected to your soul's essence? So we know that a system is a method, a set of rules or guidelines that bring something loose and vague into form. A set of principles, actions, and procedures connect together to create a web that operates within this network. So think of it as these particular lines coming together to create what is a spider web. What is a signature? Oh, I really, really love this word. Firstly, when I think of my signature, I think my actual signature, writing my name on a piece of paper. Can anything be more sacred than placing my energy and my imprint of myself through these symbols that are called letters and creating this fluid motion that is my writing style onto another energetic, breathing essence and marking it to represent me? I think that's pretty powerful. A signature is quite powerful. A signature also creates an identity and distinguishes us, sets us apart from another person. This leaves a mark, meaning a quality that impressed on someone else how they remember your essence. It leaves a mark. The goal is to leave a strong and everlasting impression that you serve in a way that is specific to your gifts. This is what I think of when I think of a signature system. When we put signature and system together, can you see how potent this is for your clients? So as a healer, I love looking at your systems, right? Your energetic makeup. You have a system for everything: money, love, your business, how do you call in clients, your center and your central line system, meaning your chakra system. There is, including in the specifics, if you think of money, you have a system and a mechanism for creating money. You have a system and mechanism that has to do with your essence and connection to the worthiness of money. There's like all of these systems. And so as within these systems, there are mechanisms that are working really well. And you notice that because there are areas in your life that are doing really well. And then there are systems within yourself that may look a little bit like a creation from a Dr. Seuss book. And there's any moment in time, it may come crashing down because it's been a bit haphazard in its makeup of how it's been constructed. And so therefore you feel like you're overexerting yourself and the whole process does not feel graceful, and what you are seeing reflected back in your life feels a bit more challenging. Now, as a business coach, I love looking at your systems that honor your medicine from a business perspective. How do you share your specific gifts in a way that allows others to go on an exhilarating journey with you and feel grounded at the same time? Right? Because the feeling grounded is what will help your clients feel the embodiment, feel it in themselves, be able to connect their hearts with their mind, and take the tangible action. The best part of a signature system in business is that it doesn't have to be unyielding or rigid or unadaptable, uncompromising, dogmatic, or domineering. And that's what we typically see out there, that there are protocols, procedures, classes, systems, right, offerings that have a specific rigid structure, and you feel like you are doing the same thing everyone else does. And that doesn't have to be the case. Rather, your signature system can create an organic network that allows others to grow new pathways to support their development. So your signature system has a loose structure. It has this organic network, but your clients get to enter in it and grow their new pathways, their new neurons to support the development that is very much in alignment with their own essence. So then these new pathways creates the new network. It's like network 2.0, which then creates a new language that is then rewired into a person's programming from an energetic standpoint as well as a mental standpoint. So now they're living in a world vastly different than the way they did prior to working with you. Because I do believe that manifestation comes from not just shifting and believing in it from your mind, but your heart must already feel it as true. When you connect the heart with your brain and you reprogram and you stop the habits of your brain with its old programming and its old story, that's when things shift. So my business training, for example, has a signature system. And within that, there's an energetic signature system as well. Your mind takes hold onto what you'll be learning, but your heart begins to feel the essence of who you are and what you are creating. So within here, we drop into the space where there is no past, present, or future. We land on a goal, of course, for our business, but let go of the big vision that we have cultivated so that rather than focusing on how to do something, how it will show up, how will it change your life, it is going to be a wildly unexpected miracle. Experiencing miracles every day becomes a natural way of being that is consistent and overflowing with grace when you shift. So let me pique the curiosity of your mind and share with you what that signature program is for your business, because your mind must access and grab hold first, and then also allow yourself to follow the journey of my signature system, dropping into the energy field, and notice the signature energy system that is being created as well, because that is where we sometimes get tripped up and we don't realize how important it is because our brain takes over. So let's go through the signature system from a business perspective, and then I'll also course in the energy signature system as well. So the first place of the journey of my signature system is understanding your personal statement. And this is really important because what it comes down to is really getting clear as to who you are. You begin to open up that big question of who am I? And ultimately start to understand the energetic principle of the mantra I am. So hum, I am, right? And so the first thing we do is we get to cultivate an understanding of your values and what are your beliefs. Now, during your evolution, these may change a little bit, or what takes priority may change, but it's very good to get a better understanding of how to create space for you to drop in and actually get to know your values and your beliefs. You'll also begin to embrace the different archetypal energies that you associate with, because our brain likes to have shape and form and tell us who we are and what box we fit in. In order for us to break the mold, we have to know where unconsciously we are fitting ourselves into a box. And so understanding our archetypal energies is really important for that. The next part, which is what many do not do when they start their business or when they continue to grow their business, is really get clear about the desires that are true for you rather than the desires that you grew up believing based on your family or society or even your partner. So here's where we get to understand your desires. What are your financial desires? What about family, spirituality, health, lifestyle? What about the time you're willing to work? The flexibility in your schedule? Where do you want to work? Where do you want to live? Where do you want some flexibility, right? All of these things, there are certain times where I've noticed a lot of my clients would share things like, I really want to travel. I want to take my kids and live abroad. I want to also have a huge, beautiful house and be really grounded into my community. And then I think, how are you going to do both? Right? Like, is that true that you want to do both? Are you much more centered when you're deeply grounded in a community and your children are within the community? Or are you more centered when you're traveling the world with your children? Typically, there'll be one versus the other in different stages of your life. To try and co-create both is a bit of a paradox. And so getting clear around your desires and really understanding why. Why do I want that? You want financial freedom? Why? Right? Do you understand what your family desires are? Why? Your spiritual practices, the things that you're interested. Why are you so interested in them? Right? Then the next is understanding the problem, the urgency, and your medicine to be able to really begin to verbalize what your business is. And lastly, from all of this, crafting a sacred personal mission statement that is for yourself, which is your guiding compass. It is your North Star. So whenever you start waving and you start getting confused as to where you're going next, your personal mission statement will help you stay true to your heart's desires. Now, from an energetics perspective, this is where we begin to tap into understanding the unseen world, noticing the different energetic systems for yourself and also the others in the group, right? This is how collectively in sisterhood, we get to really value that there are energy systems, how they are created, what has been created, what course of actions need to be taken, how may we begin to notice how some systems need maybe a little bit of an upgrade or need some renovations. And this will then help you get even clearer around your desires, what traits really access and accentuate your wildly successful entrepreneurship, archetypal energy, and also how to really honor your medicine. The next part of the signature system here is around your power statement. So this is where you get to ask as many people as you can to learn a little bit more about what they see you as being and what you have to offer. You get to know your clients. You get to understand what is your unique skills and your unique point of view that is very advantageous in the market. You get to do some research, which means literally just means connecting with people and noticing and listening. That is really all research is. And then understanding and celebrating what sets you apart from others, because what sets you apart is actually your gifts, your medicine, and that should be embraced. We then get to look at your business growth and see what you need to learn. What is your zone of genius? What tasks can you hand off? What do you dislike? What do you desire when it comes to the growth of your business? And then here's another thing that we do in the system, because I do think it's really important and it's something that we don't talk a lot about as women entrepreneurs, except when we're doing really, really well. And that is understanding our financial model. You cannot actually continue to thrive and grow your business if you don't know your numbers. You also do not know then where you're heading if you don't know how to financially forecast. And also you won't know where you're heading if you don't take a look at your numbers prior and allow it to tell you a story. And we notice that there are these limitations that we say to ourselves that there's no way that I can grow to, do X, Y, and Z in my business and my revenue growth. Or we get sucked into these options of services from others that say, let me help you make 10K a month. Let me help you get to 6 figures. Get ready to go from 6 figures to 7 figures. And they sound so great because all you see is this number. And it's more than just that one number. It's actually about all the numbers. One number isn't better than another. So understanding and noticing where you're in the negative, knowing when there is a number like, oh my goodness, I see that I've made $500 of growth in my revenue, versus just saying I've hit 10K is a lot more valuable. Right? So if we think about it even from the standpoint of our health, we can say, oh, well, I've gone on this diet where I can lose 20 pounds in 10 weeks and I've lost 20 pounds, but you may also be physically ill. But rather, if you said, wow, I've just lost another pound and I feel really energized, or I lost 5 pounds, but I gained another 3, but it's because I feel stronger. I see some definition in my muscle. There's an added value in understanding the story and understanding the numbers in a context rather than just this random lofty number that feels good because everyone else talks about it. We then look at your business canvas, which is the map of your business. Where is your business? Where does she want to go? What does she want you to know? And that is how you craft your altar space and this energetic connection to the being of your business. And then you create your power statement, the statement that you can share over and over again to anyone who you connect with so that they understand the power and the magnitude of what you do. So that's the business signature system of stage 2. From an energetic standpoint, this is where you get to feel and see the unseen field. We do this by activating what I was gifted as known as the Emerald Dragon Tablet. And so we craft this altar to help support the entity and the energy of your business, along with your business and cosmic council of the unseen world. And we allow this hologram to help us navigate all the things that our brain doesn't want us to feel and see and sense. And so this is how we can begin to influence what our reality looks like by creating a pathway and being guided to make decisions that feel directly, deeply in alignment with ourselves, so that we are the true embodiment of being a wildly successful entrepreneur. After that stage in the signature system, it's all about your sacred offering. And this is where you get to begin to really cultivate and understand what is your signature system, meaning the signature system of what it is you're offering based on your medicine, along with your signature system from an energetic standpoint of how you create a sacred and powerful journey with your clients. Now, many times we think that when we are coaches and healers, that by working with our clients, it's always going to be glitter and confetti and amazingness, right? But really, when it's about the holding of the space for the transformational process for your clients, being a coach and healer means that you can hold the space in any situation, in any sort of energetic experience that your client is having. And so therefore it can be challenging, it could be uplifting, it could be a bit tricky, and then go into a place of deep sadness, to a place of deep joy, to a place of deep gratitude, again to a place of trickiness. And it does not matter where you end. What matters is that you are along for the journey and present with your client. But what there is an energetic signature, imprint, and system that you have that you are then co-creating with your client when they say yes to working with you. And this is the time where we get to uncover what that is. Based on all of that, then we get to look at your pricing and then your copy and how you're telling the story of this and informing others and inviting them to be part of this sacred offering. And then, of course, allowing yourself to test this and play with it and get curious around it. The energetic principle around here is understanding your energetic system. Really, really taking a time to fine tune and see it. And we do that in energy space together. The next stage of the system in your business is your transformational launch. And so this is where I take clients on an actual launch. So we are not just thinking about it. I'm not just teaching you. We're actually going through a launch process together so you can see where you get tripped up. Because having a launch can be very much a deep initiation. And so we speak about high productivity habits and your self-care. Are you meditating? Is there movement? What is going on with your food? Are you drinking enough water? What's your sleep right now? You also get to look at the logistics. How do you reverse engineer and get a very clear calendar, checklist, and spreadsheet available so you know exactly what you need to do when and honor your measurable goals? What is the data that you need in order for you to understand and learn from your experience in your launch? Now, these launches aren't about, again, making all this money. It's about learning, because being an entrepreneur and being wildly successful means it's a long-term strategy. It's not about instant success. Your success is based on the fact that you said yes to learning and then trying it again and then reiterating and reiterating again. Now, from the signature energy standpoint, this is where you get to set the tone and the resonance and craft an energetic field that allows someone to enter the experience and into the field with you for their highest good. You are here in favor of them already transforming before they even end at the launch, right? Before they even are a yes to your program, to your offering, to your signature sacred offering. This is what we do, because this is the part that is never spoken about when it comes to launching. Launching is when we need to get really crystal clean and clear around our energy levels and noticing how we can work the magic by feeling and using our minds to already feel like we have broken down time and space, and future is now our present reality. Then we go through our irresistible invitation. This is where you craft your funnel. So here's the thing. I know many people start with their funnel or their client's journey. This is where you think about your opt-in, your lead magnet or your lead generator, how you're growing your list, what's the small price offering, how are you continuing to share with them some really great information to eventually have the ask, right? That's a funnel. Now, a lot of people start with the funnel. They start with an opt-in and they start with then a full nurturing sequence. I actually believe in understanding your sacred offering, going through a transformational launch, and then working on your funnel. Because by the time you have tried to launch, you've understand the full experience, you've received great feedback from your community, you've grown your community, you've shared and invited people into your sacred offering, you've seen the feedback and the information of all of that, and you've had these clients go through it. All of a sudden, you know enough information about your funnel. So rather than doing 20 funnels a year and trying things out and not understanding what benefits learning the lessons and the information is, you get to really take a step back, go through the experience in this really great, fun, tangible way, and then craft your funnel or your irresistible invitation. And that's when you get to craft powerful storytelling, share different transformational experiences that your clients and your community members have gone through, understand the power of creating an invitation or a sales page, and knowing how to invite people to say yes to investing in their growth by signing up and working with you. From an energetic standpoint, the signature energetic system here is all about now understanding how to read the energy of your clients or your potential clients. This is where when we ask permission and we navigate the space together, you get to feel into them. You get to see where they are. You get to understand that it actually doesn't come from an ego place of I hope they work with me, but it comes from a human place of look at where they are, where they're heading, and who they are from the fullest, highest expression of themselves. This is where you get to connect soul to soul and help each other with the energy of what they are moving through. Where are their challenges? All of this then helps with your community ethos. So part of the signature program and the business training is all about understanding what conscious conversations look like, understanding where you're still in a conflict triangle and where your clients or your community members will also position themselves in a conflict triangle. Now, if you don't know what a conflict triangle is, it's when you notice that when people come together and there's a little bit of a disruption, there will be someone who tries to rescue, someone who is the perpetrator, and someone who is the victim. And you play these roles interchangeably. You could be a perpetrator in one situation, but be a victim in another, right? And so being a perpetrator could be, why are you still experiencing this? Why are you still doing this? Like, cut it off. I can't stand it. Like, that could be the perpetrator. The victim is, why is this happening to me? Why is this my fault? I don't know what to do next. I am helpless and I'm hopeless. Versus a rescuer is someone who's saying, let me help you. Let me tell you what to do. Let me be the one who trades places with you. Let me share with you how much my heart hurts because you're going through this. Let me share with you how I'm crying with deep pain because I feel your pain. Now, the place of having yourself remove out of the conflict triangle is actually when you see everything through the eyes of a viewer. By taking you out of the conflict itself, you get to notice what's actually happening. That then allows for conscious conversations to occur. Now, why do I share this in a community ethos? Part of my business signature system is because this is the part that we don't speak about. When you are a coach, you will find yourself in a conflict triangle. You will find yourself having challenging conversations with your clients and your community members. And it's time for us to notice, what is our go-to? Do we immediately dislike feedback and do we get defensive? Do we shun people and start taking them off our list? Do we begin to get really annoyed and start diving deep into our own wounds and our stories? Like, what happens? Do you freeze? Do you end up saying, I'm sorry, and apologize and try to make amends, even though you clearly feel like it wasn't your fault? And so this is where we get to take high responsibilities as sovereign beings, understanding the conflict triangle, having conscious conversations, and then building relationships from that. By understanding that, we get clean and clear around our messaging and how to show up on social media, right? Because social media is not only a place where we need to just share love and light. Social media could be a platform along with our blogs and online magazines where we share our truth. And our truth can ruffle feathers. And if we do not know how to keep ourselves from the conflict triangle and have conscious conversations, it will eat you up and you will feel like you cannot be visible. And so these are the things that if you see, it is really about the energetics of being highly tuned into self-awareness and taking amazing responsibility in saying, yes, I see that I've created this, and how do I move through this without hiding, attacking, or trying to soften it by saying, I'm sorry. That is the energetics of that signature. And I believe it's one of the most important energetics to be able to not understand from your mind, but to feel, witness, and go through from your heart. And lastly, the signature program, which I believe is super important that many don't speak about too, is your Enchanting Journey after your clients say yes. Most of the time when you look at business trainings or working with a business coach, it's all about making you money. It's all about what it means to grow your list and to have more income and how to feel more visible and be known for your work. But what about once your client says yes? That's when the most important part happens, right? Getting to know your clients, seeing their energy centers, getting grounded in their vision and already trusting that they've transformed, remembering that they've got this, clearing any uncertainty, honoring their path and holding impeccable space for their growth, moving through any challenges together, cleaning your energy so you're not trying to save them, trusting their knowing and being a stand for their growth. This is what happens. This is the juicy, magical part that you get to explore and share your medicine and help them really acknowledge theirs. Your Enchanting Journey, which is the actual time of you working with your clients, is the most important part of this entire experience called being a business owner, based on being a wildly successful entrepreneur as a coach and a healer. So when it comes to this is where you get to really see your signature system and your signature energy system in work and in play. You get to see how it's supporting your clients. And this is where the big work happens. Everything else is like the halfway mark. This is where when you get to the place of completion with your clients, have you gone full circle and are ready to start yet again. So my signature system is called the Sacred Business Mastermind and Training. I want to know what your signature system is in your business. What is that sacred offering? And in the energetic space, what is your signature system? So for me, the Sacred Business Mastermind Training, this is me. It is a full, multi-leveled, cosmic and earthly experience of business growth and personal transformation. I hold this with reverence, for it represents the love I have for myself as a being, as an intuitive, as well as my business. More importantly, it is a unique experience that only I can hold because it's me placed in the imprint of this technology that is called the Sacred Business Mastermind, and therefore then it honors the clients who this resonates for. If you'd like to know more, I encourage you to head over to sacredbusinessmastermind.com and apply. Prior to enrolling, we'll have an opportunity to connect in sacred space so your mind can decide and your heart can feel into whether or not this mastermind and business training is aligned for you. Now, your call to action here is to begin to really embrace the fact that you have energy systems and that you have a signature way of moving and navigating through life. And that if there are things in your life right now that are not transposing itself and there's breakdown and disruption, that it may be time to look at the mechanism that is within the system that may need a little bit of some renovation. And so therefore then also realizing that when you begin to look at the signature, right? Your signature, which is the identity that distinguishes you and sets you apart from anyone else, that you honor that as part of your essence. Remember here that it's not about overexerting yourself. It's not about finding someone to save you. It's not about also trying to get validation that you are unique, because ultimately we all are different in so many ways. And it's through the collective field that we can, or the unifying fields, that we feel each other in this wholeness and in this collective force. So remember, your signature system can create an organic network that allows others to grow new pathways to support their development. New pathways creates a new network, an upgrade really, which creates a new language that is then rewired into a person's programming so that they are now living in a world vastly different than the one they did prior to working with you. I desire to see you really, really figure this out and then embody it and share it. Thanks for listening to the Sacred Business Podcast with me, Sora Suryano. If you love the show and desire to know more, check out sorasuryano.com. I would also so appreciate it if you would leave a love note, aka a review on iTunes. Now, remember, you have the power to create anything. You are able to bring forth beauty, abundance, and grace in your business and life every day while living a life that is wild, free, and calm. You are worthy, Divine Sister.